missing Nick McBrain at the back here and a few guys. It's just me on my own today, I'm afraid. So I had a very amazing morning at the presidential palace, which was totally unexpected. And there were only a few people there. We were talking about things we could do together in Mexico, and not just music. This, of course, is kind of my... Oh, who's that? All right, okay, well, anyway, over there is sort of me doing the day job, if you like, or one of my day jobs. We'll get to the other ones in a minute. You are, as I understand it, you all want to be entrepreneurs, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so you're all crazy. And actually, to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a little bit crazy, because you need to think differently to everybody else. Because everybody else wants to get a job, and wants to be secure, and wants everything to be safe, and doesn't want to take risks. And yeah, sorry, you're not like that. You know. And entrepreneurs, we are a little bit different. And I don't know whether we're born that way. I don't know whether we fell on our heads when we were very young and something happened to our brains, but it's just who we are. And we like to make things happen. And we have crazy ideas. Maybe they're not crazy ideas, actually, but other people might think they're crazy ideas. So I'm going to chat about some things that I've done, some things that I'm trying to do, and just a few principles that I believe in very passionately, that are, I think, universal, and that sometimes people forget. The first one is we like fans. And obviously that's the back of my head, and what I hope is an awful lot of Iron Maiden fans out there. But, of course, we could also, under some circumstances, call them customers. Now, here's a weird thing. Everybody in business, you read in the paper, or you read about customer care. You really have to look after your customers. Yeah? Right? Okay. So, last time you bought an electrical appliance, a gizmo or something, it had a leaflet with it, didn't it? It said, customer care leaflet. And it had writing that was so small you couldn't read it, in 32 different languages, none of which was yours. Did you feel really valued as a customer? No, because they don't give a shit about you as a customer. And you know that. And you don't give a shit about their product either. You just bought it because it was cheap or convenient. You'll never buy another one. And you know that if it breaks, you don't have a hope in hell of getting it fixed. So don't try and kid me that a lot of people care about customers. Actually, I don't care about customers. I hate customers. Oh? How does that work? The reason I hate customers? Okay, my definition of a customer. A customer is a person who can walk away. So I have a shop. Here's my shop. In comes a customer. He doesn't like what he sees in the shop, so he walks out of the shop. That's a customer. Now, let's imagine that my wife is running the shop. I walk into the shop and I walk around, I don't see anything in the shop that I like, so I walk out of the shop. I'm now a customer with a divorce. Reason? I have a relationship with my wife. Well, I hope so anyway. So, it's It's about relationships, and that's why this stuff, customer. The customer thing is a barrier. You need a relationship. Who supports a football team? Okay. When do you stop supporting that football team? Okay, so you really are crazy. Your football team could lose every single match from now till the end of time. And you still support them.
Yes.
You are not a customer. You are a fan. And you have a relationship with that team. And because of that relationship, you think it makes your life feel a little bit better that they're still there, even if they lose. And you have a relationship with your partner or whatever, and you're really glad that they're in the world, and together, you know, the world is a bit of a better place. And when we create businesses, that's a principle that I believe in, that we should be trying to make the world a better place, even if it's only for 5 minutes, that they eat your ice cream, or they drink your beer, or they listen to your music. The world is a little bit of a better place. And if everybody does that, guess what? The world really does become a better place. And that's my justification for saying that business is not bad. Business is not evil. It can be abused like everything else. You know, you can use aeroplanes to take people on holiday, and you can use them to drop bombs. Aeroplanes are not bad things. It's what you do with them. And being an entrepreneur is exactly that. Now, I've just lost the ability to speak there for a moment, but this is one of my great heroic inventions. It is the phone that invented Finland. Nobody really had heard of Finland before Nokia, and nobody believes that this is in fact my phone. So immediately you realise that with this phone I'm one of 3 things. I'm either a member of the Secret Service, or I'm a drug dealer, or I just can't be bothered to pay $1,000 for an iPhone. Because all I do on this phone is I do something that is very unfashionable. I speak to people. I don't text them because I can't, because it's so slow, and I can only text yes or no on this phone. Which I find very effective, because people send me texts that they've done on their iPhone. Delete, 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 delete. Yes. And then they phone me and they say, "What do you mean, yes?" I said, "Well, you asked me a question." And I said, "Yes." I said, "Well, where was the rest of it?" I said, "You don't need the rest of it. The answer is yes. Go ahead, do it." So we waste a lot of our time not talking to people, right? And we waste a lot of our time not communicating to people, and wasting their time by sending emails. We send emails to avoid doing anything. We send emails to cover our arse, just in case we get caught making a decision and somebody else doesn't like it. This is not the way to get things done. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot afford not to get things done. If you don't get things done, you go out of business. Governments send emails, lots of them, because a lot of governments and civil servants exist in the "who's to blame?" him.